Glass Knives was taken. This is where the theme song would go. I need to pause so I know this is what... You're listening to Fix My Carcast, hosted by Bear Claw Billy, and this is episode 54. Comedian and musician Keith Hebert will tell us who done it at the end. But first, housekeeping. This is the show where you pick what I say and how I say it. Pick a topic or prompt by donating to the GoFundMe, and vote on the gimmick by joining my Patreon for just $1 a month. Join at the $5 or higher level and also get bonus episodes and behind-the-scenes footage. Links are in the description. Also down there, merch. Get yourself some merch. The merch with a mouth. Do it down south. Go down to those links. Get yourself this logo on a mug. Put liquid in it. Suck the liquid out of it. Win. No new donors this week. The total raised for paying off my car repair debt is still holding at $1,131. You like that part? Get used to it. Also, when we get to $2,000, we unlock an automatic show gimmick, which is I will watch all the Fast and Furious movies back to back, and then record my podcast at the end. Probably pretty exhausted. Fun fact, did you know that this whole podcast disappears when we hit $3,000? But you don't want a happy ending for Sisyphus, do you? And yes, I'm saying somebody should give Sisyphus a hand job. Are you still digging the new theme song? No? Well, if you make a donation of $50 or more, in addition to picking an episode topic or prompt, you get to change one thing about the theme song forever until someone else changes it again. Want me to take out the bass line, the drums, the vocals? For 50 smackaronis and cheese, I will drop 30 seconds of silence every week. You wield the power. No new patrons this week. Did you know we don't have a single patron named David? Weird. If any person named David or Dave or Davey or Davidson or Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's, joins my Patreon by the time the next episode is recorded, I will title that episode Ass, 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 regardless of the episode topic. Come on, Davids, fuck it up for just $1. Now it's time for a topic suggestion. Some donors have told me they struggle to think of a topic for me to cover on the show. So each episode, I will give a topic suggestion. These are topics I think I could easily talk about for a whole episode, though admittedly, I think the show is more fun when it's something I'm completely clueless about. So, something I could talk about is how I would improve the horse. They say it's the perfect animal. They lied. Checking in on the best city in the world, based on which city listened to the last episode the most, and once again we've got us a tie between Westbrook, Maine and Biddeford, Maine. Ties are broken by whichever city listened to the most episodes, so our big winner is Biddeford, Maine. Congratulations, Biddeford, Maine. Let it be known that your Riverwalk, mural, and Quill books and beverages are the best in the world for 7 days. Last episode, I put 10 secret gimmicks on a game show wheel and gave it a spin. You can see what the winning gimmick was, as well as the rest of the secret gimmicks, in the video version of the podcast over on Patreon. Also, head over to Patreon for a bonus episode where I talk about Sam Neill, Scream Queen. That's all available to anyone that signs up at the $5 level or higher. Okay, let's talk next week's gimmick poll. These are your choices for next week's episode gimmick. They are: number 1, spin the secret gimmick wheel again, which is technically not a returning gimmick because it's never been on a poll. 2, pass out candy the whole time, which is a recurring gimmick from Halloween, and it's too early for Valentine's, so I'm just going to be some weirdo handing out candy. Number 3, incorporate 25 random adjectives. And number 4, do it like a local news broadcast. There was a lot of filler on some of those, so let me do the list again real quick. Number 1, spin the secret gimmick wheel again. Number 2, pass out candy the whole time. Number 3, incorporate 25 random adjectives. Number 4, do it like a local news broadcast. None of those are in the lead currently because I haven't voted yet. Be sure to vote over on Patreon. The poll closes Thursday, January 19th at noon Eastern America time. All right, time for today's gimmick, which is a tie. So, fun fact, one of the gimmicks that tied might actually be scientifically impossible. But hey, it got votes, so it's eligible to return in 6 weeks. even though it's scientifically impossible. So now I gotta put on my Taskmaster hat and find a tricky way to technically still do it someday. Anyway, I rolled a 2-sided die and drink a gallon of water. Lost. Phew! I did not look up the capacity of the human stomach when I chose that arbitrary amount. So, today's scientifically possible gimmick is do a Benoit Blanc impression. Of course, gimmicks don't start until housekeeping is out of the way, just in case any of them prevent me from sharing vital information. But now, we are entering this here gimmick zone. From this point on, gimmicks are active and everything is improvised. Welcome to Onions Out, a Fix My Car cast mystery. Now, what I find so perplexing is that, once again, I do not know what I am doing here. I do not know who has hired me, and I am just confounded by this whole undertaking. You see, every week on this podcast, people pay for what they want to hear spoken of, or what they want to hear attempted. And here I find myself with nothing to speak of and nothing to solve. Do you know what a detective without a mystery is like? Or is the lack of a mystery in fact the mystery? Here's what I can figure about this here Bear Claw Billy. You see, they are trying to make money by letting you choose the content of what you're listening to. But here's where it's all just gone completely tits up. What I don't understand here is, why do they think they're like, whatever the fuck Edward Norton's name was in the Onion one, Blanc, probably. I just, we call that man a fool because he wants to charge you $8 to make your little jokes on the internet. And everybody knows that's a fool's investment. But here we have Bear Claw Billy trying to make money for a podcast that's free, that you can listen to even when it is without topic, without prompt. And it just perplexes me. How many synonyms for confound can I find? I'm trying not to be full-on foghorn leghorn, because even though Captain America does accuse myself, copyrighted character, Benoit Blanc, so we shouldn't do this too much, because unlike Dracula, I am not any form of public domain. And I will not be there for quite some time, especially if a particular mouse has his way again and again and again. So, what confounds me is the premise of the very presentation. How are we expected to keep listening to a show that is about nothing, though a sitcom once pulled that off? It just confuses me. Where does the money start rolling in? Especially when you're doing a very terrible job of a Daniel Craig character. Though, in fairness, when he came up with said character, he had not seen a Knives Out movie either, so perhaps we are on the same particular footing. Anyway, I'm just baffled by this whole exercise, and the only thing that I can solve is this Bear Claw Billy is a fool. It's just like Blanc, Edward Norton's character in The Sharp Onion, a Netflix mistake of a title. Excuse me, my opinions have gotten out. There it is. There's the mystery. When there's no topic, Bear Claw Billy still pursues a topic. But they need to get out of that habit, because this ain't free. Just like I don't work for free unless, it tickles my brain. We can't keep doing this. Nothing's free. This is the world we live in, and even though every mystery I solve is undercutting the disease of capitalism, at the end of the day, I do still need to survive so I can afford my fancy cigars and this ascot, which, by the way, I know Bear Claw Billy owns an ascot, but they couldn't find it, so that's why there's an Argyle sock around their neck. As always, put an Argyle sock around your neck. That was not good.